and Matt Herzog will be informing us about their speed service, turning no code into no problem. Following the presentation, there will be a Q&A session, so feel free to submit your questions through the chat feature, and we'll discuss them then. So without any further delay, Matt, if you could tell us about the speed service, please.
Yep, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining us this afternoon. Hopefully I can inform you a little bit about Southwire Speed Services, and you'll leave today knowing a little bit more if you haven't heard from us. Hopefully I can entice you to use us a little bit more in the future. So my name is Matt Herzog. I've been with Southwire for coming up on 10 years now, and I have been the sales manager for Southwire Speed for the past 4. So since Speed's inception back in December of 2017, I've been leading the sales effort for Southwire Speed. Started off as this 3-man show essentially, and now we've grown to a total of, I think it's 11 or 12 total Speed members across the different functions. And so, like she just mentioned, we coined the phrase pretty early on, we turn no quote into no problem. And really what that's referring to is legacy Southwires always had large MOQs and pretty long lead times, especially on some of your complicated medium voltage or high voltage style cables. You would typically see somewhere in the 12, 15, even 20 week lead times, and then 10,000 plus MOQs. And so we just thought to ourselves, there's got to be a better way, because we get a lot of requests from customers who need something a little bit faster than the standard lead time, or they don't need that full MOQ of 10,000 feet or whatever it is. So we figured out a way to work with the plants and work with the different facilities and be able to offer these lower lead times and lower MOQs as a service to the customers. And so basically what we do is we figure out what kind of added costs it's going to take to run less than MOQ, what kind of added costs is it going to take to be a little bit less than lead time. But first, before we go really into detail, we do want to show a quick video of our company's history. And so we'll talk a little bit more about speed once we get on the other side of that.
See things differently. One purpose, a solution to bring electric light to his grandmother's home. Brought about one company that's challenging the status quo and evolving into a business ready to take on the present and the future. That company is Southwire, one of the world's leading manufacturers of wire and cable and an emerging influence in the industrial electrical space. Our products lie in the walls of your home, in the transmission lines that power our neighborhoods, in the places we work, schools where we learn, and the hospitals that keep us well. Pretty standard for a wire and cable company. But did you know we can also be found in mines and on trains, in your air conditioner, in data centers, and even your toolbox? And that's just the beginning. At Southwire, we work hard every day to discover, develop, and distribute strong and sustainable solutions that exceed the expectations of our stakeholders around the world. Our goal is simple. We want to go from good to great. We continue to build on our 7 decades of rich history by looking to the future. A future whose needs will be met through high-end systems and solutions, and a future that is guided by the technologies, forces, and trends that are shaping our industry today and tomorrow. With an emphasis on our core wire and cable business, we center our efforts to best serve our customers through speed, simplicity, and coordination. We continue to leverage the success of our tools, components, and assembled products businesses to deliver value, drive profitability, and further support our core. In addition to wire and cable, we also focus on metals management, modernization, research and development, and systems optimization. And the true driving force that keeps us strong is our people and their steadfast dedication to our customers, our company, our environment, our community, and our future. Through volunteering in our local communities, creating thriving educational partnerships, staying safer on the job, keeping a close eye on our environment, and always striving to do the right thing, we remain committed to the sustainability of our company and our world. So, you can see, we're growing and we're ever searching, ever seeking, and ever committed to create those strong and sustainable solutions that will take us from good to great, both for the present and in the future. One purpose, one company, one Southwire. Southwire, we deliver power responsibly.
History. So now we'll get into a little more detail on what Southwire Speed has to offer. So we have three main strategies with Southwire Speed. We have our Speed Stock Services, our Speed Manufacturing Services, and our Speed Project Services. And so as you can see on the slides on the screen, it gives a few bullet points around each of those services, but I'm going to go a little into more detail on each of those here in the next couple slides. So first off, we're going to talk about Speed Stock Services. So what this is typically your customers need something shipped out same day or next day, or they need a dedicated delivery in which your job site requires the material to be on the site on a specific date and time. And so what Southwire Speed can do is we can help coordinate all that and make sure that things are delivered and expedited to whatever needs for the job site. We have a dedicated team that will make sure the order processes through the system, gets on the right truck, and gets delivered in the time frame that was quoted. We also can do a cut-to-length service, so if you only need 100 feet of a particular cable, we can certainly do that. We have simple head availability for a lot of our products as well, which helps on the job site for pulling. And then when you send in the request, we have real-time pricing availability with a dedicated team that can make sure that you're priced and quoted with all aspects of the request in a very timely manner, because we know time is of the essence, especially when you need something on site very, very quickly. Next up is our Speed Manufacturing Services. Now, this has probably been the backbone of Speed for the first few years that we were in existence. It's only been this past year of 2021 and a little bit of end of 2020 where Speed Stock Services that I just previously mentioned really took off and was actually a viable source of revenue for our team. But the manufacturing service has been really what we focused on in the first couple of years, because we have customers who don't want to wait that long lead time, and they don't need 10,000 feet. They only need, say, 5,000 feet. Well, Legacy Southwire, we used to just tell you, sorry, it's a 20-week lead time and a 10,000 foot MOQ. Take it or leave it. So with Southwire Speed, what we're doing, especially, so let's say you have an MOQ of 10,000 feet, your customer only needs 5,000 feet. We work with the plants and figure out what all that added cost is going to be. Is there extra downtime, changeovers, added scrap? And we just build that back into the product and present it back to the customer at a value less than what it would cost to buy the full MOQ. So yes, at a per foot price, it does look a little bit higher, but it's going to be less than if you were to have to buy the full MOQ. Lead time has also been a big focus. So if the customer can't wait that 12, 16, 20 week lead time, we again work with the plants to see if there's any possible way for us to reduce it down. If your customer calls us up and says, hey, we need it in 8 weeks, we see if there's any type of way we can piggyback on some other processes that are going on at the same time, or cut in line of some stock items, or whatever it takes to reduce that lead time. Engineering services is also kind of processed through this strategy as well, where if you have a construction that, say, Southwire's never made before, we would want you to send it to us and let us evaluate it. Again, Legacy Southwire, we'd probably just tell you, sorry, we don't make this product, and send you on your way to somebody else. Please send us those, because we want to review them and see if there is any capability for Southwire to make them either now or possibly in the future. So we definitely want to take those special requests and try to run them to ground. And then again, we have a dedicated team to help work this entire order through the process, from quoting, stock number creation, manufacturing, shipping, and delivery. It's all going to be with this white glove service called Southwire SPEED that's going to assist in your projects and with your customers. And then lastly, the project services strategy. Really, we did a few of these projects last year, but it's really taken off this year, and we've truly started marketing it as a strategy for Southwire SPEED. And what this entails is when you have one of these really difficult type of projects where there's going to be multiple shipments or multiple sections of the construction in which you need certain products delivered by a certain time and on a certain day, and we can help coordinate all of that. We also work with cable tech support to make sure that you have the engineering information that you need, like specification sheets. Contractor solutions can be offered through this strategy. Here at the SSU, we can offer services as well to help move your project through, and then also a cable management style of service to, again, make sure that your customer is serviced to the best standard, and again, that white glove added service to take care of everything that you need. So that's really an overview of the three main strategies that Southwire SPEED is made of. Wanted to touch on real quickly on a couple of case studies that we did on a couple projects that we worked through Southwire SPEED up in the Canadian market. As you can see here on the screen, we have one with a metals and mining corporation in which they needed an expedited service of lead time and then also a reduced MOQ. And as you can see on the screen, a couple of graphics in which we were able to reduce that lead time by 25%, and we reduced the MOQ by roughly 33%. And then from a timeline perspective in which we worked on this, it took about an hour for the Southwire SPEED team to issue a quote back to the customer. Once we received the order, about 24 hours to get the stock numbers created, specs created, and everything from the engineering services back to the customer, 12 weeks to manufacture, and then by week 15, as we promised, we had the whole order delivered. Another quick case study that we wanted to touch on up in the Canadian market as well was an additional terminal to an airport. The customer needed 2,400 meters, which is roughly 8,000 feet, on an MOQ of 3,000 meters or 10,000 feet of a 25 kV 4-aught one conductor tech cable. And so standard lead time was 14 weeks, standard MOQ 10,000, as I mentioned. We were able to reduce that lead time down to 8 weeks and reduce the MOQ down to 8,000 feet. And all this was through Southwire SPEED. And as I said, we manage these projects all the way through from beginning to end to help service the customer better. So hopefully that was a good quick overview of what we do here with Southwire SPEED. And now we do want to play a quick little video to give you a little more information about Southwire SPEED. And I think we'll go into some Q&A on the other side.
The Southwire SPEED Services business, established in 2017, can help turn your no quote into no problem. Our dedicated team focuses on your urgent needs. Our initiative is to better service you using speed, agility, and customization to offer better solutions. Maybe you have thought or heard, I need this today to finish a job, or I only need enough feet to cover this one job. Or this isn't a stock item and I can't hit the minimum order quantity. What about I can't wait that long for material to ship? This is where Southwire Speed Services can help. Southwire Speed gets you the product you need faster. Expedited product includes reduced lead times and faster shipping than current standards. We provide reduced minimum order quantities and exceptional service, including a dedicated team focused on your customer experience, backed by professional engineers and PhDs who possess unmatched knowledge and industry expertise. The Southwire Speed service consists of 3 service platforms: stock services, manufacturing services, and project services. Members of our team will walk you through each of these services in more detail.
Stock Services focuses on expedited shipping from our North American logistics footprint, utilizing our service centers and agent warehouses coast to coast. We offer will call pickup, same day and next day shipping, and can manage special delivery requirements like coordinating a dedicated truck. Most quotes are returned within an hour. You can request quotes directly at swspeed@southwire.com or go through your local Southwire representative.
Manufacturing Services focuses on make-to-order request. We utilize various operation strategies to manage requests for a reduced lead time, reduced minimum order quantity, or a unique custom specification. Make-to-order requests are for products and links that we do not stock in our service centers. These orders range from small custom link requests to complete a bill of material to large orders that need reduced lead times to get a project back on track.
Project Services utilizes our 70-year-plus history of industry knowledge and expertise. By joining forces with our other service groups, including Cable Tech Support Services, Contractor Solution Professionals, and Southwire Solutions University, we can offer unmatched customer support from engineering to project management to education. And with our cable management services, we can provide custom simple barrel cable drums, bundling of multiple cables on a single reel, striping, custom printing, and marking for cable identification, specific labeling and package sequencing for ease of installation and streamlined logistics.
All right, welcome back again. Hopefully that video just reiterated everything that I just said in the last couple slides and filled in maybe any questions that you may have had that I may have overlooked or spoke a little too quickly to. So now at this time, we did want to open it up for a little bit of Q&A. So if you did have a question, I would just ask you to come off mute real quick and I'll see if I can get you an answer. All right, doesn't look like we have any questions so far. I don't know if anything's been put in the chat. I'll have to ask somebody to take a look at that. But you know, look, if you do have any more questions or want any more information about Southwire Speed, you can always find it on the website. The case studies that I referred to as well, there are some one-page write-ups that they go into a little more detail on those case studies if you're interested in that. You know, if you think of any questions after this webinar that you wish you would have asked, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or anybody on the Southwire Speed team. One of the best ways to reach us is through email at swspeed@southwire.com. That email address actually goes to everybody who is part of the Southwire Speed team, so we will all see it and can answer any questions or provide a quote if that's what you need. So I'll open it up again real quickly if anybody has any questions.
Not really a question, just more of, I'm curious if this has been thought about. So a lot of time we're facing volume constraints. And, there's almost room to get that extra margin there to say, hey, we might be able to go above your allotted amount under a speed quote. Is that something that's at all batted around, or, am I thinking too far out of the box?
Look, we're in the business to make money, right? So, anytime that you feel like you can extract margin for a product, well, we're not going to tell you no. So that's obviously the focus for Southwire Speed. And so if you wanted to, use Southwire Speed's kind of strategies in that particular opportunity, send it our way and we can review it and figure out what best suits the customer and the best way to go about it.
No, thanks. That's good. It may not work out, but as long as it's something that, hey, there's a possibility here to reach out. Thank you. That's perfect.
Yeah, look, I appreciate you bringing that up, because what I typically tell on every presentation that I do is, if you're ever on the fence, if what you're looking at is a speed opportunity, you're like, I don't know, is this speed? Is it not speed? And just don't really know if it's going to fall into one of the strategies or if it's something that we would want to do, work on. Send it to us. Worst case scenario, we send it back to you and say, unfortunately, this isn't really a speed opportunity and it'd be best to go through standard business. Best case, we take it and say, absolutely, let us work on it and we'll get you back a quote. So anytime.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep. Anytime you got a situation where you think it could be something speed could work on, send it to us. I'd rather tell you no than not see it at all. All right. Well, if there's no more questions or comments, like I said, please do not hesitate to reach out at swspeed@southwire.com. Thank you again so much for attending the webinar, and hopefully we'll have more communication in the future. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.